going on, guys? My name is Naz and welcome to the Spooling Up channel. Got a pretty cool video today. Yes, I'm back in the Mk4 Golf Gti, and what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be installing a Killer Wipers de-wiper kit for the rear wipers. It's pretty big and cumbersome and ugly, so yeah, they've got a flush kit. I'm going to go and grab it now. It's finally come in the post. I've been waiting for it for ages, and it's been one of the things that I've been looking forward to the most, because I think it's going to transform the back end of this Golf. So yeah, going to go ahead and start stripping the back off, getting this fitted, and yeah, death to the wipers, man. Okay, so let's actually have a look at the back of this car. Here's a wiper blade. Needs to go anyway because it's split, and it makes a massive juddering noise on the rear screen anyway, so it's just not worth having it anymore. So as you can see, sticks out from every angle. It's cumbersome. It does sort of just destroy the look at the back of this car. Let's have a quick look from another angle. Let's just have a little bit more of a detailed look. Unfortunately, some of the shots are probably going to get ruined by my shadow, so I'll try and stay out of the way, but it's a bit difficult this time of day trying to film. But yeah, let's get on with getting rid of this wiper. Okay guys, so first things first, what I'm going to do is take this cover off. There should be a 13mm nut underneath there, and then that should be able to take off the whole wiper arm assembly. So this cover has to be moved. I know it's going to be a little bit tricky to pull that off, but there we go. That's basically that. Now I'm going to need two hands for this, so might end up putting, oh no, there we go, literally 13mm nut there. Just going to quickly pop that on the floor and then try and wrestle this wiper arm off. All it should take is a bit of a wiggle and a bit of a pull. There we go, that's it, done, easy. So now all we're left with is this mounting point, these splines here that the wiper actually sits onto. So the next step of things we're going to do from inside the boot. So going to pop the boot now and start taking off the trim on the inside. Right, so from the inside of the boot, it appears that there's one Phillips screw there on one handle and one Phillips screw there on the other handle. So I'm just going to start off by undoing those. I'm going to quickly put the camera down while I do this and update you once I've done that. Right, so it looks like there's a possibility that somebody may have already had this panel in the back of the boot off. Maybe the car's had a wiper motor done before to it previously, I'm not too sure, but there's damage there. So what I'm going to do when I'm taking this whole piece of trim off, I'm going to be careful not to cause further damage. And guys, if your trim here is absolutely fine, be careful not to cause this damage yourself. But I'm going to go ahead and try and pull it down. I'm suspecting that it's held on by poppers, so I'm just going to go ahead and start trying to pull it off now. Okay, so now we have the trim off. You can see all the electrics here for the wiper motor itself, and the washer fluid line, and the mechanism for the boot, and so on and so forth. So these are what's holding this trim piece on, and they're quite annoying. They are quite to get off, hence why I don't blame the person for cracking this one originally. But yeah, that's it, it's all off. So now I believe there are three 10mm nuts holding this on, 1, 2 and 3. I've got to disconnect this plug here, which should be pretty easy, and disconnect the washer line and try and put a plug in that of some sort. Okay, so now once you've undone those 3 10mm, you should be able to wiggle this wiper motor free. Then obviously you're left with the hole in the windscreen, and that's where the Killer Wipers kit comes in. So I'm just going to disconnect this plug and disconnect the washer line, and then we'll see what step to take next. Okay, so now here's one thing to remember. You've got the washer hose here. What I've done is I've actually blanked it off with a silicone cap. Now I think it was 4mm, but I've had to bore it out anyway because it was too small. So maybe you'd be looking for like a 6mm one. It would have been 4 had it fitted on this thinner piece here, but I didn't want to cut this and put it on there just in case I ever wanted to put the wiper motor back on. For whatever reason, I wanted to leave this all molded perfectly as it was. So I've got the cap on there now. I've tested it. I've put the washer on. What you want to do is put the washer on and make sure that water isn't spraying out of here, obviously. If you think you're going to be smart enough to not turn the rear washer on, maybe you don't use it anyway like myself, then you can leave it, but I wanted to blank that off. And now literally I'm just going to tuck those two out of the way, leave them up there, and that's it. And then I can get on with having a look at the kit and fitting it. So let's have a look at the kit. First things first, I want to say thanks to Killer Wipers for my air freshener, which I got as a bit of a nice courtesy because of the time it took to get the kit due to the coronavirus, and a nice little message as well with the parcel saying thanks for waiting. So yeah, here's the kit, guys. Pretty simple. You've got your flush wiper bung, you've got the sealant so that it doesn't let rain through into the boot, and you've obviously got the nozzle which you can apply it with, and in there we're going to have some instructions. So let's just burst open this packaging and have a look now. Okay guys, so just got the instructions here. The first thing it says to do is to prepare the glass once the wiper motor's been removed, and clean the front and back of the window with glass cleaner or soap and water. Ensure that all contamination is removed from the glass, and to dry the glass with a clean microfiber cloth or similar. This is obviously to ensure that this resin sticks and stops the water getting in. If you've got loads of dust and stuff like that, it's not going to work. Obviously, here's the Kill All Wipers window bung, and this is going to be on the outside. Obviously it's got film on it, going to peel that off, and this will be on the inside. So what I'm going to do first of all is clean all that window up, and then I can get going fitting this. Right, so another thing you'll have to do, which I can't forget, is to actually remove this grommet that's here in the window, because obviously it's going to be in the way of our nice new kit. So you should be able to just pull that through like so. Left with this hole here, you can see the contamination and stuff around the hole, so we're just going to clean all this area down on that side and this side to make sure that we get a nice clean flush and uncontaminated fitting. Right, so we've got everything removed and nice and clean on this side, and let's have a look at the other side. Looking good, nice and clean, no contaminants on it. Here's the plug. What it says to do is to put it in from the inside and just make sure that it fits and is flush. So that seems pretty good at the minute. Just gonna have a little look just to make sure it's nice and flush. Obviously it's got the film on it. So the next step is to apply the sealant around this black lip of the plug on the inside, and then what we're going to do is we're going to push it up and we're going to tape it into place so that it stays there, and I believe we're going to leave it set for about an hour. So yeah, let me just go get some clear tape and I'll start using that bonding sealant agent on. Okay guys, so the next step of installing this kit is to put the syringe nose on the sealant, and we're going to put the sealant around the edge of this bung, leaving this film on here to keep it protected, because this is the part that's going to go on the outside. If you start getting sealant on it, it's just going to look ugly and it won't look flush and it won't look as good as it should. So I'm just going to go along now. Look, you can see I've already got some on there. Going to spread it around the edge here, push it through the window from the inside. I've got some tape here ready to hold it on the inside once it's done, so I can leave it to set there and come back to it in a bit. So I'm just going to go ahead and spread that sealant on there now and pop it through the window. Right, so I've spread sealant around the outside. Now I'm just going to pop it through the window and secure it with sellotape. Right, so we have that all taped up and in position now, sealed up. Right, so I've just come back to the Golf after about 2 hours now. It says you can leave it for an hour for the actual sealant to go solid, but I've had some other stuff to do, so I've come back 2 hours later. You can see the Killer Wipers emblem there on the inside of the plug and the tape holding it up. At this stage it says that you can remove the tape. I'm going to do it off camera because I've got quite a bit here to do, so I'm going to remove that. Then on this side, any gaps around the actual plug, in between the plug and the windscreen itself, you've got to fill in with some of the sealant. So you can just spread it around and push it into the gaps all the way around. Make sure you leave the film on, because once you've spread that sealant everywhere, you can then remove the protective film, and you're basically good to go from there. It also mentions you can use the little bag that the actual plug came in itself to cable tie around the plug here to stop it getting wet, but I don't really see mine getting wet. I've plugged this off as well, so everything's all good there. And then once you've done all that, you can go ahead and put your trim back on, and then that's your wiper delete kit install done. Okay, so finished product from inside, looking pretty good, looking pretty neat. It's really cool that you got the sticker on there and everything. So yeah, man, that's pretty good on this side. Yet to test it for waterproofness, but it does say not to like purposely wet the car with a jet wash or anything. Obviously, particularly not aiming it in this area for 72 hours, and that's 3 days. So having a look at this side now, there we have it, looking really good, looking really good. And at only £12, really worth it as well. So just take some shots now to see what this looks like, and then get all the interior trim put back on, and then that is the wiper delete kit install pretty much done. Okay, so that is the flush de-wiper kit installed, man. Looks pretty good, guys. When you're looking at it from certain angles, you can't even see that there's even a bung in the window at all. Looks really good. Glad to have the wiper finally gone. It's freed up the back of the car nicely. Can't complain about the kit either, guys. Really easy to install. Great instructions, good customer service from the company as well. So I definitely recommend a Kill All Wipers de-wiper kit. Let's have another little walk around. That's it, man. Last test is when I finally wash it or it rains, just see if it lets water in. But everything here gets a thumbs up from me, guys. So that is the wiper delete finished. What can I say about the Kill All Wipers kit? It was great, fits perfectly, instructions are really good. Yet to check to see if water gets let in the boot, but then again, that could be my fault, so I'm not even going to judge it on that. But on looks, man, I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. Instructions were 10 out of 10. It was really easy to fit. I did wait a long time for it because of the pandemic, and I was so excited to get it because I just had my mind fixed on getting rid of that wiper. Because once you realise that you can de-wiper a car, and you see what the car looks like de-wipered, and you get it in your mind that you want to do yours, every time I was looking at the car and seeing that wiper, I just wanted to pull it off. So yeah, man, what can I say? It's gone really well. So I'm just going to leave it now, and hopefully it doesn't let in water. But anyway, guys, that's the end of the video. Thanks for coming to watch. Hope this helps, and take care, and I'll see you on the next one.